keynote speakers did a lot. Professor Stephen and Professor Samuel. I so much enjoy the last speaker because of my area of competence with respect to African continental free trade area, in which we able to participate very well was packing their products. Not only that, to enter international market, you must fulfill certain conditions within the WTO provision, particularly the signatory nations. Thank all of you that have presented before me. The assignment given to me is financing as well as funding opportunities for medium and large scale agribusiness in Nigeria. We have been hearing a lot about this. But one area I want to pay attention to is the role of the investment policy framework. The role of the investment policy framework. Whether you are talking of financing or you are talking of funding, everything comes to boil down to what? To investing into the agriculture. And previously guided a lot by telling us the four subsectors they agreed. Number one, the input. Number two, the production. Number three, the processing. Number four, the marketing. So I will be using the investment policy framework to be able to address those four main sectors and what ought to be done at each stage, so that a complete agri-business value chain can be made with what is actually happening in all the developed countries where they have been quoting a lot of examples while I'm sitting down there. So that is the outline of my presentation. And look at the background. Area of assistance to agribusiness in Nigeria, and then the issue of the investment policy framework that is targeting the input, targeting the production, targeting processing, as well as targeting marketing. Marketing is becoming important because of African continental free trade area. We are so lucky in Nigeria. You forget the corn outside, go there 3 months, it has become a very big maize. So easy. In many areas in Nigeria where I come from, don't even need fertilizer. No. The land is so good. But again, the opportunity of mechanization gives us additional opportunity. So after the development framework, what are the four principles for policy framework of investment in agriculture? And then I conclude. Why do we give this title financing and funding? Initially, it looks confusing. Why? Because when you are saying financing and then you are saying funding, it's not the same thing. All of them touch on money. Right? So in the world of business, these two concepts, they appear to be focusing on the same area. Why they share similarities, it is shared to understand that there are some substantial differences. In this presentation, I will delve into financing, funding, shedding some light on some of the distinct role of each and every one of them. But I will not be talking on what the Rihanna will go to back, go to this. No. Everybody knows that. We have SMIDA here, we have MIT here, we have other institutions that are in charge of that. So, what I'm talking about, majorly will be the investment policy framework to target the subsectors, the problem, the input, the production, the processing, and the marketing. So that when we start up from here, we shall be loaded the opportunity to make policy contribution to what has to be done in these critical areas. While financing refers to acquiring funds to support business, in form of debt financing, in form of equity financing, in form of bootstrapping. Bootstrapping is a situation in which you generate profit, but instead of actually distributing the profit, you turn the profit back as one limited profit to be able to expand the business. All those are financing options. But funding is a little bit different. Funding is the money going in. The money going in is not for simple, which you are going to pay maybe interest upon. So you can say example of funding as seed funding that it belongs to the person that wanted to start the business. venture capital, which is a type of money provided for venture capital funds, particularly issues like startup, as well as angel investment, that individuals who invest their personal funds in such kind of startup. So, what are the key differences in these two things? The timing, the sources, the purpose, as well as the return on investment. For the effective timing, financing is a process of obtaining capital through various means like loan and other activities I mentioned, while funding is actual money received to be able to execute that particular assignment. You fund certain things. You finance it by bringing the money, but you fund it by putting the money inside. Right. Sources. Financing can come from both internal and external sources, such as loan, credit lines, as I mentioned, retained earnings or reputed profit, while funds usually come from what? External investors, as I said, those people that back the idea of the company. And then the purpose, that's another different thing. Financing support the overall financial needs of the business, including the day-to-day operations, expansion, and further investment. While funding, on the other hand, is dedicated to specific projects at each stage of the growth of the business. Lastly, return on investment. Finance, particularly debt financing, requires repayment of interest, while funding does not have to do that. So, we need differences. Let us put it in the background of what we are talking about. Understanding both concepts is essential so that we can navigate the world of business finance, particularly towards agribusiness very well. And we have been learning a lot from all the three other speakers. For one thing, both of them, that is financing as well as funding, right? Both of them are seen as investment. While financing involves a broader process of securing capital, funding the part of the agenda, money has provided that one. So by grasping this concept and understanding them, we can now chart a clearer pathway towards accessing the success of agribusiness in Nigeria. And therefore, what my presenters are talking about, agribusiness essentially includes all economic activities in the agribusiness comprising agricultural inputs, agricultural production, agricultural processing and manufacturing, as well as marketing, so that a complete value chain is there. When you look at it over the years, Nigeria has engaged in agricultural production. They forgot that they have to talk about the input into the production. And that's why the productivity at that is very low. Because the essential input that would have made productivity were not put there. We have not witnessed a situation in which where was formerly working, I had retired from the research department of Central Bank as an assistant director in 1992. I heard of the agricultural program which was put into agricultural production. Nobody was thinking about the input. Nobody was thinking about the processing or the marketing. Even when they finish producing, how to mill the right becomes a problem. How to sell it becomes a problem. The complete and proper value chain which my people have been talking about is what is needed to be able to make sure that we arrive at the destination that we want agreed to take us to this country. As well as getting the thing to the final buyer. Right? So what I ever look at another thing, area we need to assist agriculture. When the study was carried out in 2019 by OECD and WTO, and the study actually shows some of the trends states, and those things are equally applicable to agribusiness in Nigeria. Look at the table. When we ask MSME and women and youth what are their priority in terms of activities, then the first thing they look at, what about financing? MSME says that in terms of financing, our priority is 82%. They ask the women. Women say also it is 82. They ask youth who say we are just being born. Our own is 91%.
The other percentage with respect to what they wanted, they are there. When you look at it, you see that financing and funding is very critical for business operation in Nigeria. Because look at that particular becomes an opportunity to let us know that the topic we are choosing for you to really address is a real topic that we need to look about. Okay? So, what is the investment policy framework which I'm talking about? The 4 million subsectors of our new business, which are items above, let me repeat them: input, production, processing, and marketing. Right? Are interrelated parts of the system in which the success in each of the subsector depends upon the next phase. When you actually develop enough investment in input like fertilizer, that will aid productivity. When productivity is coming out well, you are going to have enough input also into processing. When you process very well and you meet the relevant standard, then marketing becomes possible. So, private investment, domestic and foreign, they are required in each stage of these subsectors, whether it is input, whether it is production, whether it is processing, or whether it is marketing, for us to enjoy what we wanted to enjoy in agriculture. Therefore, our policies, our laws, our regulations on investment in agribusiness, they must be well designed. And we have been listening to people that come from US. They have been the one dominating the presentation at this point.
I've been on for 1 minute, 2 minutes, not opening 5 minutes. Our security now came and said it's deactivated because they joined the key or phone that they have to go to the section and deactivate it. And if the room is not in my name, they are going to confiscate it.
So we need to look at our policies. Our laws are regulations. In agribusiness, we have to develop it. All that investment policy framework.
No, I want to get to I know there was a smaller one inside.
This investment policy framework.
Give me a few minutes. Let this man.
We are ready to use it. In ECOWAS Commission, we have the consultant on the foreign investment market, and we borrow the idea of the investment policy framework of OECD. And what does it say? It has 10 thematic areas that in agriculture, to be able to enjoy a very good productivity, food safety and security, you must pay attention to the input, the productivity, the production, the processing, the marketing. The first thing you have to pay attention to in all the parts of sector, what are the policies on investment? What are the policies on investment in input in the country? What are the policies on investment in production? What are the policies on productivity in the country? What are the investment policies on marketing? And then you have to go also investment promotion and validation, with respect to input, with respect to production, with respect to processing. Okay, right. Thank you. Then infrastructure, and this is a major area. I've had them talking about in America. I've been to America, but I've not been to the farms, but I heard that we have combined harvesters. So machinery, when you are going to harvest, they can combine and put it inside bag. It's very easy. But our corn in my village, we should use our picture infantry leaves. That one won't work. We can't get. So infrastructure, which infrastructure can be put in place? In terms of production of input, productivity, processing, and marketing, you need infrastructure for those things. The next one is the issue of trade policy. Trade policy with respect to input, trade policy with respect to production, trade policy with respect to what? Processing, and trade policy with respect to marketing.
Then financial sector. This one concern my presidential mom. Human resources. Then tax policy. Then risk management, responsible business conduct, and sustainable natural resources. Now, in each of these 10 thematic areas, we shall be asking ourselves the following questions. And by the time I finish asking the question, in each of the subsectors, my lecture will finish. On investment policy. Are the general agricultural investment policy measures and strategies aligned with food security objectives? Are they body aligned with other sectoral objectives like education, trade, as well as agriculture to finance agribusiness with respect to input, production, as well as processing and marketing? What measures has the government taken to ensure law circulation and policies? Are there public consultation in this area with respect to regulation quality? Whatever have been taken with respect to land issues? Because we are talking of extensive farming, big farms, but we know that acquisition in our country, the policy is not in place to allow that kind of a thing. So there is need to be investment. People who can actually commit to investment. This is very, very important. Let's go to the next one. Promotion. Are we having any investment promotion with respect to agriculture? Is NFBC concerned with issues of agriculture? In the last table, with respect to the contribution of each of these sectors in the Nigerian economy, agriculture is contributing over 25% to the growth of the GDP. Manufacturing is contributing less than 30%. Services sector is contributing 54.6%. Agriculture contributes 25%. And a lot of us are there. Over 80% of the population are there. In many of sectors, we are going to have higher yield. We are going to have company higher. We are going to have opportunity to be able that the agri-business in Nigeria is moving from the current state where it is to a better state than we started. What about number 3? Infrastructural development. Too much is needed here. Too much is needed. It's very sad that tomatoes that move from north to the south, and then on the road you see the lorries has a problem and the entire tomato gets spoiled. In developed countries, quite a lot of they are refrigerated. There are opportunities, so the investment will be committed. And when the community investment, seed money, money of this area have to be put there. Financial will be put there. What other infrastructure, machinery, and equipment. One of the speakers said, this using of hope, which is what all of us do when we are very small. They are still using hope. We don't do this anymore. You can't have a very good yield. When shall we graduate the reality? Infrastructural question, we address it. Infrastructure on the implement, infrastructure in productivity, infrastructure in processing, so that we can have something to be able to take to market. Right? Look at number 4, where we are going to take trade policy. Very important. Our trade policy must not only be the one that we allow every 5 days market. No. The trade policy we are talking about is the one that is compliant with what we actually agreed upon under WTO and what we agreed upon under African Continental Free Trade Area and what we agreed upon under ECOWAS Common Trade Policy. And all these ones we have to apply to, first of all, the input, secondly to production, thirdly to processing, and the next to the remarket, right? Financial sector. This is the main thing that became to me, but I've allowed to affect all the other areas.
the access to the financial the finance is the financial system in the country. Is it good for the agricultural development? Quite a lot of countries that develop, they make it for the financial system in the economy. But as I said earlier, the way we applied it before, particularly the past 3 years, through the ARPA program, that is not ARPA program, that's not the way it should be. You shouldn't take only one of the subsectors in production and you leave the input, you leave the processing, and then you leave the marketing. You say you are financial agriculture. That's what you want to go to do. You only see the output on the way to the airport, where we have a lot of family rights, as well as 5 trucks, and everybody when they bring the carry the back home. That is not what we wanted. What we wanted is one that can take to market, not only in ECOWAS, but as well as in African continental free area. We have a very great opportunity. And I'm happy people from FMITI are here. The African continental free area market has given us the product opportunity to sell our products. And in July this year, we launched the Guided Initiative in Akaka, and with the first shipment of our product left the country to other countries. Some of our basically there. Because that is the assignment we are doing, particularly for the country and for ECOWAS as well. Number 6, human resources. Investment in human resources.